Good afternoon. Welcome to Jim Munley's World of Weather. You clicked on to long-range weather forecast discussion for September 19th through October 3rd. For September 19th to the 23rd, we have a trough here over Alaska, northeast the Gulf of Alaska. We have a ridge in the west, and a trough extends from upper low near Labrador into the northeast. Now, the pattern will feature a deep low entering the Labrador Sea with a trough descending over the northeast. A weakening low from the northern plains will go to the surface now. This weakening low here to the north to the Midwest. A trough along the California coast weakens, and a strong trough enters the northwest on Saturday. You can see it right here, the effects of that. And you can see there's some snow here in parts of Canada. And that'll reach the Midwest by Tuesday. We go forward in time. And this would cause weather than normal conditions on Friday. We'll go to Friday. For the plains, the Great Lakes on Tuesday of next week. Very small, so you can see it here. And also across the southwest, cool air will sink south down along the east coast later in the week. Okay, we're going to look at the flow now for September 24th to the 28th. And what we have, the flow will feature a trough across Alaska, again, western Canada, and to the west, a trough along the west coast, and a ridge in between, along the east coast, that is, the ridge in between. The models are showing that very good. So for this forecast period, I am calling for above normal temperatures for much of the country, and anomalies are forecast to be near 8 degrees above normal, mainly in the area in the red. For precipitation, calling for a below normal precipitation here and along the east coast. And the probability of occurrence is 35%. And we have above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence is 35%. Now we're going to look at the period for September 29th to October 3rd. And which has been the case as late. We have the ensembles are showing more of a zone of low amplitude flow with above normal heights. Now, the models are also showing positive height anomalies across much of Canada. The difference is that the GFS, if you go to the GFS, has a trough here, western and central U.S. region here in the east. And the European has a ridge configuration. Still large positive height anomalies here, a little bit of trough lingering across New England. And during this time, we have a change in the forecast. We have this trough will be moving into the northeast to the eastern Pacific. We have to see if that trend, this would favor a trough in the east. So for this forecast period, I am calling for, I don't know what happened. I am calling for above normal temperatures here. This is a reversal from yesterday with the anomalies of 8 degrees or more above normal here. And for precipitation, calling for above normal precipitation here. Probability of occurrence 35%. And we have below normal precipitation for much of this area here. Probability of occurrence is 35%. Okay, next thing we're going to look at, we're going to focus on here are the tropics. And there are flying flights in there now. I've been receiving recons on this. Nothing as yet. But we're focusing on this area here in the map that's developing over the eastern Atlantic. So then keep your eye on this area here. We start seeing the spin with the precipitation and really starts to get going here. Still a weak low. And then during the week, this is the GFS, and it heads towards the southeast coast. How close it gets remains to be known. Then it gets recurved. Now, right now, the flow across the Atlantic is very undulating, meaning there's a lot of troughs and ridges in between. You have a trough, ridge, trough configuration. But right now, this thing is being steered by this ridge here. The flow here being clockwise is pushing the system here, and then it gets picked up by a possible trough here in the east. Depends how much troughing is here in the east, which could happen. Now we'll look at the European. Keep the spin right here. And it seems like the European gets curved further to the east than the GFS. See, the GFS is further east. The European is further to the west. All right, so we have to keep an eye on this. We have plenty of time. This is not carved in stone. It's going to change, most likely, and we'll keep an eye on that. Now, next thing, we have a system along the East Coast that is bringing some heavy rain and strong winds to the East Coast. Now, this is what we're looking at for tonight. We have approaches 3 inches of rain parts of southeast Virginia, and then the rain starts to move in across South Jersey. Then we go to during the night. Now we're at 2 a.m. and there's still heavy rain, about another inch or two here across eastern Virginia. The precipitation tries to move into parts of central New Jersey and northern New Jersey, but the ridge is holding on. And then we go into Thursday. Then we start seeing the rain remains very light. It lightens up here, still over a half an inch here across eastern Virginia. And then we go into Friday, and then it's out. That's the GFS. Here's the European. Forecast about the same amount of rain, approaching 3 inches here. Brings a little bit more here across South Jersey, approaching an inch. And then we go to Thursday. Then the precipitation lightens up, but still close to an inch here parts of Virginia with this coastal system. Okay, so that's it for today. That is the long-range weather forecast discussion for September 19th through October 3rd. Thanks for coming to Jim Munley's World of Weather, and have a good day.